to talk through you're unhappy.
But I don't know.
You don't know what the root cause is, and you don't want to get help.
Right. I'm just saying, just the two of us talking.
Okay, the two of us talking. I would say, listen, if you don't know what it is, and this is new to me, or this, I mean, I could tell you it's frustrating.
Need to be asked?
I would ask, who can you talk to help you get there?
You still want another person?
I still want another, because I don't know.
What can the two people talk?
Just the two people?
Yes.
Jeez.
What line of questioning for a reflective listening activity?
I got you. When did you start feeling this way?
There we go. Now we're talking.
How long have you felt this way?
When did you feel this way? When do you first remember? That's a very good question. Look, I'm talking through now. I want to pull it out of you.
You got something to tell me or something?
No, okay, calm down. Pump your brakes, Egg.
Myself now. No, I'm joking.
But yeah, when?
When did you start feeling this way?
I'm only going through this because every couple doesn't have two people, willing to get help.
Right.
So if you are in that situation, these are some of the questions that you can ask. And I do think that that's a good one. Welcome to today's episode of Relationship Talk with a Guest. Today, we're talking about a subject that not many people want to talk about. It's definitely happening, but nobody wants to talk about it.
It's a curse word.
Divorce. Before we dive in, if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you won't miss the new content when it drops. Now, y'all know I like a good source.
She does.
That I don't like to just talk out the head.
She does.
According to WFLawyers.com, almost 50% of all U.S. first marriages end in divorce or separation. That sounds like not talking about it kind of leads couples right to divorce court. Even though you may be afraid to bring it up. And I know some people say, never say the D word. Yep. If you start having thoughts of divorce, then, don't say anything still. But doing nothing is going to lead you there.
Right.
So if you're unhappily married and having thoughts of divorce, staying together will require some proactive communication, mutual support, and commitment to working through challenges together. So here are 6 steps to help you take divorce off the table.
Yeah,
but we're going to tackle it. Number 1, find words that represent what you're feeling. It sounds easy, but when you're unhappy, in pain, and sometimes indifferent, really, finding the words that fit your feelings can be really challenging. You have to foster open and honest communication about the fears that you have related to divorce and the fears that you have related to staying together. With nothing changing, like I'm afraid to stay like this because I don't want to be miserable for the rest of my life.
Yep.
So you have to create a safe space where both of you feel comfortable expressing your concerns, your worries, and the underlying reasons for that fear.
That's easier said than done.
It is. It really is.
That's a tough one because, like you said, if you're having thoughts of divorce and you go back to what you said earlier, people say, well, don't say the D word, don't say it, but you're having thoughts about it. Well, I ain't going to say it because I don't want to bring it to fruition. Well, it's coming no matter what, because those feelings are festering, and then it comes out at a very inopportune time, and next thing you know, you've grown apart, and it's almost, I wouldn't say too late. It's never too late, but you're so far behind when you could have tackled it earlier with just conversations, because it's going to take more than one, and like you said earlier, finding the right word to describe how you're feeling.
And not only, that's the challenge, not only do you have to think and come up with the words that really, truly represent what you're feeling,
yes,
but also, can these words be received by my partner? You have to know who you're married to. You have to know how to say certain things. I have to know that even though I'm feeling this way, if I say it in this way to him, then he's going to fly off the handle. And he's going to take it 3 steps further. Like, know who it is that you're talking to and figure out, how do I say this without compromising the integrity of my feelings, but also in a way that he can receive it and actually hear what I'm saying. And then if you're the person on the receiving end, you have a responsibility to fight through some of that. Because these are triggering. You're going to be triggered.
You're going to be triggered. And I was about to say that. Receiving don't mean say it in the way that he or she likes it.
Yeah.
No, it's got to be truthful.
Yeah.
It's got to be truthful, but it's got to be heard.
Yeah.
It's got to be heard. Like, you need to understand, I'm speaking from my heart. I'm speaking from frustration. This is something that is concerning to me.
I'm having feelings where I don't want to continue in our marriage.
Yes.
And I'm only saying it to you because I'm willing to put in work so that we can change these things.
Right.
I'm not saying, yes, I'm having these thoughts and I really want to file the papers tomorrow.
Right.
I'm saying I'm having these thoughts.
That means you done let it go too long.
Will you partner with me so that we can figure out some changes that we can make so that we can make this better?
Right. Absolutely. I agree.
You with that?
I'm with
So
it.
what types of things do you feel like would trigger you if I came to you and I told you I was unhappy? What are some trigger words that I would need to avoid, and what would be a better way to say it?
If you said, I need space right now, like I'm out the door tomorrow, like if you throw it in my lap and say, and I need time right now to get away.
But what
I'd
if
be
you
like,
really just need to get away though?
I feel like in my mind, you could have told me that earlier and, and given me time to adjust to that. Or if you go away and then send a message through somebody else, that's triggering.
Okay, so so let's say that she comes, I come, I am experiencing difficulty in the marriage and
Right.
I'm having thoughts, do I want to be with him, do I not? And I come and I ask for space. I feel like that's fair.
That's fair.
If I say I'm coming back,
Yes.
but I need this weekend.
I need this weekend.
I need to get away.
To sort through.
Yeah, to
That's
think
fair.
through.
That's
so
fair.
what do you mean?
Well, when you say you gave just that right there, an indicator of I'm coming back.
So add that, make sure you add that.
Yes, make sure you add the indicator that I want to work through this. Right now I need space.
Okay.
If you put in I need space, but I don't know if I'm gonna work through it, or if you just say I need space and no kind of follow up, an indicator of this is resolvable, because I think that's a key too. Like if you throw something at your partner and say I'm having this issue, and not saying I think we can fix it, or I'm willing to work at it, or we can get through it. If you don't
Without offering some hope?
some assurance that, some hope always gets a better response than I'm out of here.
So how can a person offer hope if they don't have it to offer? Like, what if they're not hopeful? What if they don't feel good about it? Like, I don't want to be married anymore, and I don't feel hopeful.
Well,
can they be honest about that?
They can be honest about that, but then you got to put it in their hands. I hope you can see something, because I'm not feeling it. Or if they're at least willing to say, we need to find somebody that can help me find hope.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We need to talk to somebody because I'm having this. They don't feel hopeful, but they are open to finding somebody.
As long as they're open to work.
They're open to work.
Okay. Number 2, explore the triggers or underlying factors contributing to the thoughts that you have about divorce and the fears that you have. This may include past experiences, unresolved conflicts, insecurities, or external stressors. Understanding the root causes can help couples address and overcome the fears together. So why is it that you feel this way? So after someone says, I'm really not feeling this, I'm unhappy right now, and I think I will be happier away from you.
Ooh.
So what then, how do you dig to find out why? Do you just say, why? Why do you feel this way?
I think a person has the right to know that. Like, why do you feel this way? Like, what is the leading cause? I feel like when you go to somebody saying, I'm thinking about leaving you, you should have a why. I feel that's fair.
So once you put your whys on the table, then your partner has the opportunity to say, please let me work on X, Y, and Z, or I understand, you're free to go.
Yeah, but if somebody lays out something from their heart and truthful, then like you said, you got to avoid being triggered. You can't say, that's some BS. You are talking crazy. Where is this coming from? That is not the way to handle when somebody throws something in your face. Even though you may believe that, and gaslighting is a big word that's been thrown around, I think rather loosely. I think you have to be able to differentiate what is gaslighting and what is true hurt, pain, and frustration. Because they could be gaslighting you, trying to project their feelings onto you, and you have to be careful of that. Well, I felt like we haven't loved each other for a long time. Whoa.
Which really just means I met somebody at work that I like more than you.
Right.
And I really just want out.
Yeah, like, whoa, that's not how I felt. What are you talking about? That's gaslighting. Don't project onto me what you're feeling, making me feel like I should have seen this. No, let's be honest. I feel like you should never try to dispel what another person has done in the marriage without first saying how you feel and what has led you to take this approach.
Is it fair for a person to say, and I think woman because I'm a woman, for a woman to come to her husband and say, I'm not happy, I'm considering leaving the marriage, and I'm not completely sure what the root cause is. I've just grown to a place where I'm so unhappy. So what I'm saying here is, how do you get to the root cause if the unhappy person is not clear on what the cause is?
That sounds like outside help. That sounds like outside, unless...
What if they're not open to it? I want to talk about how two people can work together. Like, what are some of the conversations that you can have to talk through this?
To talk through, you're unhappy.
But I don't know.
You don't know what the root cause is, and you don't want to get help?
Right. I'm just saying, just the two of us talking.
Okay, the two of us talking. I would say, listen, if you don't know what it is, and this is new to me, or this, I mean, I could tell you it's frustrating.
Need to be asked?
I would ask, who can you talk to help you get there?
You still want another person?
I still want another, because I don't know.
What can the two people talk
Just the
through?
two people?
Yes.
Jeez.
What line of questioning for a reflective listening activity?
I got you. When did you start feeling this way?
There we go. Now we're talking.
How long have you felt this way?
When did you feel this way? When do you first remember? That's a very good question. Look, I'm talking through now. I want to pull it out of you.
You got something to tell me or something?
No,
okay,
calm down. Pump your brakes, Egg.
Prepare myself now. No. I'm joking.
But yeah, when?
When did you start feeling this way?
I'm only going through this because every couple doesn't have two people, willing to get help.
Right.
So if you are in that situation, these are some of the questions that you can ask. And I do think that that's a good one. When did you start feeling this way? What was happening during that time that made you start feeling unhappy?
I got you.
Because you might end up finding out that your unhappiness is not really rooted in the marriage.
In the marriage.
You might be unhappy with yourself.
Right.
Because of some decisions that you made.
Correct.
And a lack of progress that you are making personally.
Correct.
And you're expecting to get these things from the marriage.
Correct.
When you're not even putting anything into the marriage. You're not depositing anything. And you want to withdraw something that's not there.
Correct.
And so your unhappiness may be completely tied to your lack of confidence and your lack of growth over the years, not really the marriage.
That's true. And I speaking from a male perspective, men do that a lot. As far as when we come home and we don't get the reaction we don't feel like our wives treats us like the king that we have been told we are, and we take it as, she don't love me no more. And instead of saying that or reiterating that, we just start withdrawing, or we start staying away from home a lot longer because I'm not getting what I want when I go home. And now, instead of voicing that, it belongs in the streets.
Look, cliche, but it's true. Your grass is green where you water it.
Yes.
So a lot of people come home, and I'm gonna say men because you used that example.
I did.
They come home and they're like, man, at work, the women at work, they treat me better than you do. How do you treat the women at work? Sometimes if you followed your husband to work, he's so complimentary. He's opening doors.
Yes.
He is a whole king out here in these streets.
Uh-huh.
And then he comes to the house and he don't want to pick up drawers out the floor. He don't want to do nothing there, but he wants you to king
doors, treating lunches.
Right.
Yes.
He out here buying them lunch. Oh, I got it. I don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Whoa.
You doing all of that. And so, she treating you like a king. You come in here and you don't do nothing but get on my nerves. And so it's a give and take. I know.
Yes.
I personally believe that we are wives to our husbands, good wives to our husbands unto God.
Right.
That the way our husbands behave should not dictate the type of wife that we are.
Ooh, preach.
Because our commitment as a wife is not just to this imperfect man, it is unto a perfect God.
Ooh.
And we are judged as wives based on the goodness of God to us, not this man. So at the end of the day, whether your relationship works or not, you want to be able to stand before the Father and say, I did everything I was supposed to do, God. For that man. As a husband, I did everything I was supposed to do for that woman. So I'm not condoning in any way your husband coming through the door and you not treating him like a king because he is not acting right. I'm not condoning that. But you look, there are no excuses for women to do that, but there are reasons.
There are reasons.
There are reasons
No
why
question.
you are not being treated like a king.
Correct.
Because you ain't acting like one.
Ooh.
You come up in here and you ain't got king-like ways.
King-like ways.
And everybody ain't sold out in the role of a wife to
Yes.
treat you like that, to cook your food and bring it to you and rub your back and do everything else.
You gotta love your wife like God
And do
love the church.
all the nasties, freak of the week.
Yeah.
And do all the good stuff when you ain't in here acting like a king. You talking to her any kind of way, calling her out of name.
Yes.
You ain't loving on her. You ain't bringing no gifts.
Okay. All right, I got you. I said I'm with you. I got you.
I gotta let the people know.
I got you.
I'm not talking about you, babe.
I know, but
shots fired, babe.
No, I do. I feel some men out here cringing.
You kingly,
okay,
babe.
but I gotta look out for a couple of my brothers too. Like, okay,
they got to hear me.
I hear you.
Because you did bringing it up.
I did.
I hear my sisters.
I'm gonna talk to my men folk like, yeah, guys, y'all gotta treat them like a queen if you want to be a king. That's just as simple as I can make it. It says you gotta love your wife like God loved the church. And we know what God did for the church. He sent his own son to die for it.
Gave his life up.
He did.
For the church.
Yes.
That doesn't mean just die.
No,
it means
don't do that.
To live sacrificially for her.
Live to the point that you will do anything. You don't care what the world says about your wife, what the world says about you. She is your number one, and she has to feel like that.
To live sacrificially for somebody, you deny yourself some things that you feel entitled to.
Absolutely.
For their happiness and their peace and their survival.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Okay, come on with it. Boy.
Take it back. Number 3, take it back. Think back to the dating phase.
That's the key.
Why did you get married? Like, that's one of the first, when we coach couples, that's one of the first questions I ask.
Yes.
Why did you get married?
Yes, more than just a movie. It's more than just a movie that Tyler Perry made. It is a real question with a real statement with real implications. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What types of things did you do that made you fall in love? Were you even in love? Because I think people get married sometimes for the wrong reasons.
Take a breath on that. That's a real question.
Did you get married because you dated so long and everybody told you it was time? Did you get married because she was pregnant? Like, why did you get married? Were you ever even in love? Did you want to get married? What did you say in your vows? Be honest. Did you mean what you said in your vows? Did you mean it? Think back to what you said. Did you mean what you said? Do you feel like God joined you together?
Ooh, right.
Because they said, oh, what God joined together, let no man put asunder. Did he join you
Did
together?
he join you together, or did y'all join each other together?
Did that booty join you together? Or did God join you together? Did that sex join you together? Or did God join you together?
Ooh.
Did that baby join you together?
Did that 6-figure income that he makes? Come on, talk about it. Talk about it. Did that baby hair and them pretty eyes join you together?
It wasn't a baby hair.
Wasn't
I'm
it?
over the baby
She
hair.
said,
Anyway, are you so ignorant? Like I can't even come on here and be
I'm sorry. Yay, you started.
Back to my question.
Okay.
If you believe that God joined you together for his kingdom purpose, then we got to get to work. Establish mutual goals and aspirations for the relationship. This can include shared values, dreams, and visions for the future. Working together, your common goals can help foster a sense of unity and commitment. You can't dwell on past mistakes. Do the work necessary to heal and forgive. If trust has been compromised in the past, take proactive steps to rebuild that trust within the relationship. This might involve apologizing for past mistakes, demonstrating reliability and consistency, and being transparent and honest with each other. That's big right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think sometimes they're like, you should get over it. Like, it happened. They don't want to be transparent. They don't want to be open. They don't want to take accountability for what was wrong. And so sometimes that's what keeps someone stuck in a state of unforgiveness.
Yes.
Because you haven't taken accountability.
That's true.
Like,
That's
please, if you know you did somebody wrong,
yes,
like, you made that decision. It's your responsibility to take accountability and make that right.
Own it.
So if they're open to heal, you have to do your part.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think so?
I totally agree. That's the one thing, we're apologizing so that the other person can forget what you've done. We're apologizing so we can stop hearing you make us feel guilty about it.
Right.
But we're not owning it enough to where it warrants change behavior. We just, like, can we stop fighting about this? Can we forget about it? Well, no.
And you want to dictate how long it takes for somebody.
Yep.
They're like, that was last week.
Yeah.
Like, you should really be over that by now. So you have to allow that person to take the time that they need, a reasonable amount of time.
To process, to ask and answer any questions that need to be asked and answered. You got to go through it.
Hard.
Yep.
Necessary. Once you've taken the time that you need, you have to find a new starting point.
That's key.
If you make the decision to stay married,
Yep.
start growing right where you are.
That's good. That's good.
Right there.
Because pretty much what you've done is created a new starting point. Because like you said, why do we get married in the first place? Okay, we didn't hit a pivot. That pivot is new point. Now we build from here. Now we build here. We hit this pivot. This is a new point. We're always finding a new point to where growth is. That make sense?
It's hard for me because you said pivot, new point. If you get a new point after a pivot, then you travel. So it's like, it's hard for me to go pivot and then new point. Pivot is just turn around but the same point. So that threw me for a loop. I'm going to be real. Basketball wise, it threw me.
Basketball at 3 4.
It threw me.
All right.
I'm a hooper. Sorry.
She is. All right. Taking basketball out of it. When you turn, now maybe you pass it off, and now can we start?
Yeah, pass the ball.
Okay.
And then we start now.
Then we find a new point. All right.
Number 4, focus on solutions. Instead of dwelling on how unhappy you are, what your spouse does wrong and divorce, focus on finding solutions and strategies to strengthen the relationship. This may involve setting boundaries, improving communication skills, or seeking support. You know, you love seeking support for individual challenges. I'm super solution oriented.
That she is.
Like I am. And he is not always. So in our marriage, Ed is probably the one that is like Telly on Sesame Street. What's wrong, Telly? Everything's going wrong. Let's just go home and be sad and frustrated.
No, not that bad. I resent that one.
Sad and frustrated.
Oh, I don't stay sad. I'm not a sad person. I will stay frustrated. Sad is not.
You don't. I give him that. He's not gonna stay there.
No.
But when you're there, you're fully comfortable being in it.
I want to be. I want to be
take
frustrated.
your moment.
Absolutely. I want to scream, punch something. I want to be in the frustration.
You be want to punch stuff?
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't say people, because I was about to really say, what you be want to punch? This
wall,
is new to me. The wall.
See,
you want to punch the wall? I wish you would punch one of my walls.
What I'm saying? Here we go. Now we about to have a conversation. Listen, you see me in games punch sidelines and.
That's the most foolishness I've seen. I know you better punch one of my walls. I'm gonna skate on past that. So we're gonna look. Some of the stuff we need to have off camera.
Off camera, we gotta see.
Y'all make a little note and put this in the chat. Remind me to address the fact that Ed be want to punch stuff like walls. So Ed really does like to sit in a space for a moment. I immediately want to fix it.
Yeah.
I don't want to stay. I don't want to spend any of my moments sad or frustrated or anything.
True.
I'm immediately thinking, what can I do to change how I'm feeling?
Right.
What can I do to fix this? How can we, what conversation do we need to have? What food do I need to eat, which is terrible, emotional eating? Where can we go that will make me feel better than what I feel right now?
Right.
And so I am solution oriented, and you don't stay in that place long.
No,
but while you're there, you're just
there.
like, all solutions out the window.
Yes, let's gripe, complain. Let's just get it out. And
Right, but it is dangerous to stay there.
It is.
You don't want to stay there.
Not saying it's right.
Yeah, you don't want to just harp on the things that are wrong. You definitely want to focus on the good and the positive and things that you can do to make it better.
Right. Absolutely.
Number 5, cultivate resilience and stay committed. Recognize that all relationships face challenges and setbacks, all of them. I don't care what you're seeing on social media, on these people's pages, on our pages, on anybody's stuff. Every relationship has some challenges.
It does.
So you have to focus on your strengths as a couple, learning from the past experiences, and be willing to adapt and grow together. Reaffirm your commitment to each other and the relationship. Remind yourselves of all the love, connection, and shared experiences that have brought you together.
Right.
Keep the lines of communication open and support each other through difficult times. It's really difficult when you start, comparing your relationship to what other people, have. You feel like because y'all are having a bump in the road that you got to split because you don't have what they have. You don't know what they have.
You have no idea.
Especially if it's a couple who is wise.
Right.
They not about to put everything they got going on social media. You might see them feeding each other strawberries, and you like, all they do is sit around and kiss and eat strawberries.
You don't never feed me no strawberries. You know I love strawberries. Why you ain't give me no strawberries?
Well, because you ain't give me no grocery money to get no strawberries. How somebody supposed to get some strawberries with nobody? He give her money to go to the grocery store. See, already. That's worried about what somebody else doing.
How it starts. Now, I'm not saying you can't get either counsel or get a perspective from other couples. That's good. We surround ourselves in a village full of couples who we draw ideas, opportunities, collaborations, all kind of conversations to learn, to grow. And I think that's healthy, but never, ever, ever covet, because that's against something in the Bible. You can't covet.
He said it's against something in the Bible. He's like, it's in there somewhere.
It's in there somewhere. Yeah, one of them chapters. You cannot covet your neighbor's wife or husband. Like that's just not wise, because your marriage is your marriage. Your foundation is your foundation, and you have to work things through with what you have.
Yeah, and it is tempting. You say like, I feel like I could be happily married if I was married to him, because he makes all this money and she ain't even got to work. She stay at home, but you don't know what she dealing with. You don't know if he going beep boop boop upside her head. You don't know if, he's really controlling with this money and he only allows her to purchase what he says she can purchase. You don't know if she's dealing with him and 5 other women.
Right.
You don't know because maybe she ain't letting you know that part. Or you looking at, his wife and you like, man, like she's really submissive. She treats him like a king. She brings him a plate. She's always saying nice things about.
Right.
But when they go home, you don't know what she's doing.
Listen, I hate
when you ain't standing right there.
Yeah. And listen, I hate that. They're a punching bag, for the last few years, but we all wanted Will and Jada love. We all wanted it until we found out all them years when we was wanting it, they was going through something. Then everybody like, ooh, no, I don't want no. Absolutely not.
Everybody's
Never,
dealing
ever.
with something.
Absolutely.
Like you have a package, you're dealing with something. The stuff you're dealing with, figure out how to get through your stuff.
Yep.
Because that man that you're looking at, that you're coveting, you want that lifestyle that she has, she ain't got the mouth you got, sis. If you go over there talking that junk, you talking.
Talk to
He
him.
been put you out. You saw the Tyler Perry movie where she got drugged out down the steps. Baby, all men are not created equal. That mouth you got, and you know you got a mouth. Every man ain't gonna take that mouth off of you.
Yes.
So you got who you got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Make the best out of it.
Correct.
Come on, number 6. You can't be your best self by yourself. I tell you all the time, it's hard out here. You were talking about this earlier. Consider seeking guidance from a couples therapist or a coach that can help you navigate through these difficult conversations. A trained professional can provide tools, strategies, and insights to address underlying issues and strengthen a relationship. Ed and I are premier transformational relationship coaches, and we'd love to partner with you through this journey to peace and happiness. We would love to, but it doesn't have to be us. But it does help if both of you are willing to work with someone that's trusted. Sometimes when you talk to your friends or your family members, like they don't let it go. Even if they don't go tell everybody, and they might, even if you have people that you trust, when you forgive your spouse, sometimes those people that love you find it hard to forgive them. And now it's uncomfortable at the cookout. Because you told them, you told your friends and your family what Johnny did.
So many daggers.
They ain't over yet. They're like, I made them baked beans. Put a spoon down.
Yeah, right.
He ain't getting nothing from over here.
Everybody welcome to the cool except him.
It's hard. It's hard to get past it. Yeah. So if you would just talk to somebody that is not biased and can give you, some clarity as you work through, it can be very, very helpful. By taking those proactive steps to address your feelings and your thoughts of divorce, all the fears associated with that, you can really strengthen your relationship and work towards building a more resilient and fulfilling partnership.
Like Monique said, we love y'all for real. We really want to see couples make it. We really do. We know that is the strength of families and the kingdom of God. We really want to see that success in couples.
So if they want to know more about what we do, can you tell them where they can find our stuff?
I would love to. For more information about our coaching services, courses, marriage tools, and events and getaways, go to onevisionerc.com. That website again is onevisionerc.com. If you had a good time hanging out with us and you just love what we do and you got something out of it, go ahead and subscribe so you won't miss the next one. Like it so we'll know you enjoyed it, and share with somebody so they can be blessed too. We'll see you next time.
I knew you could do it.
I did it.
You did good, man.
Good lead into it and everything.